Welcome inside the Citrus TV studios for a special web edition of Cuse Countdown alongside Emily Wood and Jackson Ajello. I'm Guzman. Guys, Syracuse men's lacrosse about halfway through their season right now. Have they met preseason expectations, Emily?
I think that they have. I think that coming into the season, they lost a really big star on defense, young, inexperienced. We didn't really know how they were going to hold up, but I think that they've done a really good job. The team's also certainly showed a lot of heart, a lot of one-goal games that have ended up in their favor. I think that that's really impressive for a team that maybe wasn't as strong coming into the season, at least rankings-wise.
Yeah, I definitely think they have met those expectations because there was a lot of questions about this team. You mentioned a lot of those moving parts, losing Nick Mellon. That is a danger zone for a team. You don't know how they'll respond, and I think they responded quite well with the defense performing quite well. And helping the Orange win against Johns Hopkins was key for the defense.
Yeah, one of the guys that was key in that Johns Hopkins win was Evan Malloy, named the USILA National Player of the Week. He'll now have to do it against a Duke team that comes to the Carrier Dome. Didn't put in goal last year against Duke. That was Warren Hill. Let's see how Duke matches up against Syracuse. They both score about the same amount of goals per game. Duke maybe edging them out slightly at around 13 goals as opposed to Syracuse's 12. Syracuse also holding a slight advantage in ground balls, but that shot percentage for Syracuse is a little low at 30% compared to Duke's 35%. And one of the main guys that's on that Duke team that really is really good on the offensive side is Justin Gutterding. 25 goals for the junior attacker. Emily, what's the key to Syracuse stopping this man?
Well, I think that Gutterding is he's really good at hitting the corners on his shots. In addition, he's really smart. He has some really good play fakes, so Syracuse can't allow them to get faked out by those. In addition, I think they can't focus too much on him alone because he has almost as many assists as he does goals. So if they step up too much on him, he's going to just share the ball with his teammates and they'll get it done for him.
He leads the ACC in both points per game and goals per game. So he's a diverse threat, and that's the real key because he's an elite scorer. He's an elite scorer for Duke. So do you wonder, you have to draw a slide when he comes? But if so, he's also 8th in the country in assists per game, averaging just over 2. So he can find his teammates when you draw those slides, and that's the danger zone for this Syracuse team and what makes him such a tough cover.
Yeah, maybe Syracuse fans want Jordan Evans to be something like that, being the goal scorer and the facilitator as well this year. But, well, Syracuse takes on Duke at the Carrier Dome, 1:30 game time on Saturday. Emily, what's the key to the game?
My key to the game is to get Matt Lane more involved in the game. He's a really big presence in there. Syracuse has struggled with ball movement. You know, he's tied for largest size-wise in the ACC. I think that if they can feed him the ball inside, it will really help Syracuse ball movement issues. And, you know, he's really due a breakout game, and I could see it happening.
One way for the Orange to get Matt Lane more involved is if they move the ball a little bit better. My key is ball movement for the Syracuse team. They shot just 25% in their last game against Johns Hopkins, and that's what led them just to have to eke out an 8-7 victory. Too much one-on-one shots, forcing the team to have to come up with impossible and very difficult shots. You want to lower their degree of difficulty. You want to give players like Matt Lane, such a big player who can really rip a shot when he has the time and space. You want to give them that time and space so that they can snipe the top corners.
And definitely players like Jordan Evans and Nick Mariano would also benefit from that ball movement. Do you think that's what gets it done against Duke?
That is exactly what I think gets it done for the Orange against Duke. I think they pull out this victory 14-11 in this game. I think that's the real key for the Orange, getting that ball movement. And once they find those players, I think that'll really help them in this game. I think Syracuse will pull that out 14-11. They average 14 goals per game this season at the Carrier Dome. Those friendly confines really helping them out. Also, indoors really helps out, especially in this as it transitions to get a little warmer.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go with another one-goal victory for the Orange. I'm going 13-12 Syracuse. I completely agree with Jackson in that they will be really strong in the Carrier Dome. I'm also really impressed with Evan Malloy's play. I think that he is really going to help this young defense lock down that Duke offense, specifically Gutterding. And I think that they're really shown heart this season, and they're going to continue to do that this weekend.
So Emily, sticking with the trend of one-goal games, think Syracuse will win its 6th straight one-goal affair between its opponents. That will do it for us here inside the Citrus TV studios. Make sure you check CitrusTV.com after the game for a full recap of Syracuse versus Duke. For Emily Wood and Jackson Ajello, I'm Guzman. Enjoy the game, Syracuse.